My biggest fear is being codependent on a man. And that's why I'm going to therapy, because me growing up in the military, I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. It was predominantly males. I had to fight harder just to get promoted. It's hard to transition out of that, take a seat back. You don't have to fight every battle. It's okay to step back and be a woman. And that's what I'm going through right now.
My girl's going through some things that we got to talk about. I'm talking about Sharelle Rosado.
Thank you, Carlos.
When you announced that you two weren't together, it was a shock to all of us.
I was just fed up. I'm like, okay, you want to play with me? I'm about to let everybody know they can have your ass.
You know, a thirsty girl mentioned something along the lines of she wanted Chad, and you
I'm about to slide in them DMs. Be careful, because you might catch something.
when you and Chad were together, it was a monogamous relationship.
There was some, some going on, texting other women. Yes, I went through the phone.
You went through his phone, and what did you see exactly?
The shit that I see, Carlos, it's crazy.
When you discovered he was entertaining other women, were you two not in the best place in the relationship at the time? I'm pretty sure sex wasn't the issue, right?
We got to a point where we stopped taking time out for ourselves and just focusing on trying to get to a bag.
He is somebody who obviously is used to women throwing themselves at him.
And they be throwing them. They be throwing themselves. It's hard.
When you guys were in a great place in a relationship, would you see that women were in his DMs when he showed it to you? Like,
but what are them other DMs that you did respond to?
when it comes to you, was cheating the deal breaker for you, or was that just the final straw and you guys had other issues that sort of like led up to that?
So I think the main thing was,
What do you have to say to women and people on social media who's like, girl, we told you. You defended that man. We tried to tell you he's a cheater, pumpkin eater.
some people I snap back on are the ones, well, you cheated on your ex-husband for him.
You cheated on your son's father with Chad.
Yes.
You stepped outside of the relationship.
I finally had enough.
Did Chad approach you knowing you were in this relationship?
I approached Chad.
You know what it's like to step outside of the relationship and cheat. Why is it hard for you to forgive him and work on the relationship and stay in it?
It's not about, I feel like,
Would you like to work things out with him?
let me see what's out there. No, let me just.
Is it tough co-parenting with him?
Oh, Carlos, that's why I want to come on this damn podcast.
No, listen.
Ooh.
What's up, Raindrops? Yes, welcome to the new season of Reality with the King. This season, we're going to do it bigger and better than ever. So make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and do what? Hit that notification button so you don't miss an episode. Hey, Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, first of all, Happy New Year. 2025 is starting off with a bang. And I have to make sure to kick off the podcast this new season with an exclusive. She's my friend. She's my Libra sister. She is so sweet. And I also feel like my girl's going through some things that we got to talk about. But she also has a new show that is debuting on Netflix this year. So give it up for everyone's favorite. She's such a beauty doll and a sweetheart. I'm talking about Sharelle Rosado.
Thank you, Carlos.
She's here, y'all. We get a chance to meet in person.
Finally, yes.
You a baddie.
I mean, I try.
No, Sharelle, like, naturally gorge.
Thank you.
No.
You know what? I hate when people say, like, oh my goodness, you look so beautiful in person. I'm like, damn, was I ugly on it?
No. You are a baddie. I mean, listen, you're a baddie on IG, you're a baddie on television, you're a baddie on Netflix, you're a baddie everywhere in the world. But you know, sometimes some of the girls overuse the filter.
Oh, yes.
And then you don't know if you're meeting them or the Facetune representation.
The Facetune, yes.
Do you use Facetune?
Sometimes.
You do? That's right. Own it.
Yes, I do, because sometimes the pictures don't be coming out right, or you get somebody who don't know how to snap and they snapping crazy. But yeah, sometimes I have to fix it up a little bit.
Well, you don't need it. You don't need it. You are as gorgeous as you are on television. And congratulations, because you have a brand new show on Netflix coming out this year. Let's talk about that first.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's totally different from Selling Tampa. They are two different shows. So this one is basically all about women, WAGs, who are affiliated or married to either an athlete or entertainer. And it's not highlighting the athlete or the entertainer's life. It's about what these women do. They don't run behind their husbands. It's like they out here grinding. It highlights their business. Of course, it's going to be a little drama. But at the end of the day, we all know how to come together and celebrate and support each other.
So what's the name of the show?
WAGS to Riches.
WAGS to Riches. So it's you, and name the other girls and their significant others that's a part of the show too.
So it's me and Chad.
Oh. Chad's on the show?
He made a few scenes, yes.
Is y'all recent stuff going to be on the show?
No.
Okay. Good, we get it here. No, go ahead. Okay, so we got you and Chad. Chad makes a couple of appearances.
Yes. You have Ashley. She's original OG WAG. Ashley Phillips and Ashley Willer and her husband Philip Willer.
I love Ashley.
Ashley is that's a Barbie doll. They gonna love her.
Yeah.
Cause she brought it.
Okay.
You have Portia Berto and Andre Berto. You have Keita Hill and Tyreek Hill. Miranda Johnson, she's one of my agents. She's affiliated with Kodak, but you won't see Kodak on the show. She speaks of them, and you see some crazy things that happen, but she's on there. I mean, the other ladies really don't matter.
Oh!
Let me stop.
Wait. Are you getting into it with the girls?
You have Sade. I mean, Sade's cool. And her husband or fiance, I don't know if they got married. She's secretive. Her whole life is secretive. What is his name? Chosen. And
he's the chosen one?
He's the chosen one for her.
I love when you throw shade.
You have Stoney. She's Rick Ross, I think, first baby mama. You can still like it's gonna be very interesting with us too.
Y'all get into it?
Oh, a lot.
But you're so sweet and nice and
very, we are very upfront, and people take our upfrontness like we tell the truth, we speak the truth. Like if I ain't gonna fuck with you and I don't know you, what's your motive? Like why are you around? What you trying to do? So I speak my mind, and I think that intimidates a lot of people.
So on Selling Tampa, you were the face of that show, right? The force multiplier, you were the queen bee, you were the lead. Are you the force multiplier face of the show, queen bee of WAGS to Riches?
I mean, that's what they put in the headlines.
Oh.
That's what they put in the headlines. I'm just, I'm a businesswoman.
Are you in the business of being in charge of the girls?
I wouldn't say that because the women that I hang around with, they're alpha females, so we know how to work around each other. I think some of the women are, I wouldn't say insecure, but don't know how to step in the room and lead and own the room. So you'll tell when you watch the show. You'll see the difference.
I'm looking forward to. Okay, this show sounds really good.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch it.
I forgot. We got one more. Jules. Yes, Jules. I don't know her last name. But
Well, you also don't know who she is because you forgot to mention her.
she's,
She's what? Over there?
yeah, irrelevant.
Oh.
I don't want to speak too much because I don't want her to think that, we're using her for clout. So we can carry on.
Okay, as I quench my thirst. Okay, Sharelle, the shade is beginning already. So when it came to Selling Tampa, we were also disappointed when that show was announced it wasn't coming back. And then, you were on my podcast. You were like my second guest when it launched, so thank you for appearing on it. We were all very disappointed. And the other thing with that show is y'all received so much backlash about whether or not you guys were wealthy enough to sustain the Selling Sunset audience. DJ Envy publicly talked about he didn't really see you guys sell the level of homes that the Selling Sunset girls were doing and kind of made it, about race. What were your thoughts on first the feedback that you guys got in terms of people thinking like y'all can't hold the candle to the white girls on Selling Sunset?
I think that was the biggest problem. They were comparing two different apples to oranges. We were two different shows. Even though we did have the same production company, our story was different from the Oppenheim. You know, they were well established. I was actually still transitioning out the military while running a brokerage. So the story was us black women tapping into that luxury, and I think a lot of people overlooked it and tried to compare us when that wasn't the case. We enjoyed it. It was a great experience. We tried not to feed into so much negative, but we did make a big impact on a lot of black women. So at least it was some greatness out of it. But you still can check it out on Netflix. I mean, we got one season. We came hard.
Yeah, and one thing I don't think people understand is when you have a show on Netflix, because I created one called Styling Hollywood that starred Jason Bolden and Derek Curtis.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, this married gay couple. So many people loved it. And so many people reached out to me about like, we love this show. What people don't know is on Netflix, it's seen in 190 countries.
Right.
And in order for a show to be deemed successful,
You have to finish it throughout.
you have to have a finish rate. So the finish rate is when you have to watch episodes 1 until the finale, right? They have to see the finishing rate. In addition to, you have
Within
to...
a certain time frame, too.
Yes, 30 days. It was like 30 days, at least from my experience. In addition to that, you also have to tap into the other foreign territories that are seen in these other countries. So your show could be a huge hit in the United States, but that's 1 out of 190 countries.
Exactly.
So you have to reach a large audience. And look, when you have an all-black show,
We're still the minorities.
we're still the minority. So it is challenging. Talk to us about the fact that you ladies were not asked to come back to the show, but did you feel like, okay, let's try to get a chance? Is there something else we could do differently? Did you guys look into like casting or like moving to Miami?
We did try some things, but it got to a point where it was the real estate shows were oversaturated, and trying to come into another big city without knowing, it would have been hard. Trying to, pitch yourself. A lot of the ladies are from small towns, so they would have to hustle hard. I think, they made their presence known in Tampa, and now they're killing it. So it worked out.
Yeah.
For the good. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like, it was that was our time. That was the ladies' time. But I'm a go-getter, so if I see an opportunity, I'm gonna still pitch something else. So that chapter had closed, and now it was time to come to Miami and pitch something else.
Yes. Okay, you're about to be the queen of Netflix. But the thing about it is this, Sharelle, it's very rare for a black woman to star on one reality show on a huge streaming platform like Netflix, and then in less than 2 years be back on another show. So kudos to you. That's a huge feat.
I wasn't gonna give up. I mean, I felt like I was born for this. We were trying to work together.
I know.
I was in Qatar. I was at the World Cup. I was like, Carlos, let's do something. But you were so busy. You have so many successful shows, and I was like, I was calling everyone. I got to make some shit happen.
And listen, and that's one thing I will respect. So because she did call me, we had a meeting. You were in Qatar, you had the World Cup with Chad. And we spoke like over the holiday break, and I said, girl, I'll do it. And she said to me, she was honest, I'm also talking to other people. And I said, well, damn, girl, I mean,
you got a way of
like, I'm a kid. I was never mad at you because I always tell people, I want people to win with or without me. Now, I prefer it with me.
I know.
But I love all the girls so much that if you're able to find a better opportunity or sooner opportunity in this case, then run with it. So listen, I'm going to be watching every single episode. And listen, if you guys want to see more black shows on Netflix, you have to complete every single episode. That's how they measure the success on Netflix. You have to complete the entire season. So it's up to you guys to watch everything in completion in order to see more black and brown faces on Netflix.
Yes.
Now, on a personal level, how are you?
I'm doing great. I've been traveling, living my best life, dabbled in the development world.
Developing a new man or just developing?
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that. No, Carlos. No. Not no. I ain't got time for all that right now.
Well, you have time on Twitter to respond to Chad and to people who are questioning the validity of this breakup. So, breaking news occurred. You and I follow each other on social media, and we're constantly DMing each other, just like giving compliments and everything else. And I remember being on a flight to LA, and I'm on Instagram, and I see my girl Sharelle announce that you were single. I was shocked because, listen, I'm a huge fan of The Nightcap with Shay and Chad. It's a great show.
And me, I have my real report.
Well, no, I was going to get to that.
I'm part of the real report of Nightcap.
No, I know. I was going to get to that because I was going to say, I also love when you and your Versace robe, you come into the show with your real report. And I'm speaking for the world.
Right.
We all love the camaraderie between you and Chad. So when you announced that you two weren't together, it was a shock to all of us. It was. And then, a thirsty girl, no shade, sis. It is what it is, girl. The thirst is real. Hey, Nene.
It is.
Mentioned something along the lines of she wanted Chad, and
I'm about to slide in them DMs. And I was like, don't catch nothing. And people was like, oh, no, did he give you something? No, he didn't. What I was saying was everybody trying to jump on dick and everything else. Be careful because you might catch something. So, and then I looked at it. I was like, damn, I should have never wrote that. But I was pissed. But no, he did. For everyone who was asking, no, he did not give me anything.
Okay, so let's clear this up. Did Chad give you an STD?
No, he did not. No.
Okay.
I was angry. And people always want to slide in them DMs. So I'm like, don't catch nothing. You trying to on everything, don't catch anything.
Okay, so when you and Chad were together, it was a monogamous relationship.
When we were together, there was some going on, and I found out about it. Texting other women, stick around. I found out about it, and I was like, this shit, like, you know who I am? Like, I know who you are. I'm going to respect what you have, but it is what it is, and nobody's perfect. I just feel like when things happen, be honest about it. Like, it shouldn't lead to that point of how I'm finding out. Yes, I went through the phone, and that's how I found out. But
okay, because word on the street is that you discovered Chad was cheating on you with home surveillance footage.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
I went through the phone.
You went through his phone, and what did you see exactly?
Women, just women everywhere.
Like photos of women.
They're gonna throw themselves at him because of who he is. Chad is a fine ass man. Like, he's very good looking, and he's showing out now because he's in the gym. But yeah, it was.
Was it text messages?
Look at Carlos.
Because I want to be.
Listen.
No, because I want to be able to make sure you clear the air. Because again, a lot of people did think he gave you an STD.
He did not give me.
Okay, so we want to make that clear.
He never gave me an STD.
Okay, so I'm glad we made that clear.
Yeah.
A lot of people ran with the story that you saw him having sex with another woman in the house.
I would be in this chair right now if that happened.
Okay.
You'll have to bail me out, Carlos.
Okay, and I will. You my sis. I got you. We're going to accept the plea deal, though. But I'm going to make sure to bail you out. I got you, babe. I got you. I promise.
No, I respect Chad. And, at the end of the day, we're still a family. Like, no matter what things happen, nobody's perfect. And I'm not here to judge him because I have had, infidelity issues. It happened to me. I did it to someone when I was in my younger days. So, things happen. We were going through a rough patch, but instead of like leaning on someone else, we should have came closer and spoke on it.
When you discovered he was entertaining other women via the phone, were you two not in the best place in the relationship at the time?
No, we was not.
You were not.
No. Because he's working all over the place and I'm working, filming. It was just a lot. It was very stressful. and going back and forth. My kids were in school, so when I wasn't filming, I was up in Tampa. So it was a lot going on.
When you discovered that, what did you do after going through his phone?
We can't talk about that.
Did you get violent?
I did not get violent, Carlos.
Okay.
So there's not a violent bone in my body.
You are a Libra woman. Yes, it is. You are a Libra woman.
No, we had a few words.
You had did a couple of things get thrown in his direction?
I cannot speak on that.
Okay. Did you cry?
Of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did too.
What made him cry?
You know, probably thinking of losing what we have. Or, you know, I don't know but he cried too.
I'm not here to make excuses for him.
No.
I'm not. I like to have a real conversation, especially when it comes to couples and relationships. We all make mistakes. Yes. And I'm not here to excuse the mistake that he made, right? And I would love to hear more just about the place that you're in today. He is somebody who obviously is used to women throwing themselves at him.
And they be throwing them. They be throwing themselves. It's hard to deal with someone of where he's at. It's very hard. You have to have a strong, because the shit that I see, Carlos, it's crazy.
Would women try to go after him in front of you?
If it's some that has been bold, they will not speak. They'll come straight to him. It's just the respect. Like, you see him with his woman, at least, hey, how you doing? They'll be like, come here, let me take a picture, and be all over him. I'm like, okay. But some people just don't have respect. But I've learned to deal with it.
But that's not easy to deal with.
It's not, but it's like you get used to it.
But
he's very respectful when it comes to that. He'll be like, come here, baby. Or like, hold my phone, baby. Or something like that, and take the picture and walk away.
Okay.
He don't entertain them.
Doesn't entertain that. Would you see, when you guys were in a great place in a relationship, would you see that women were in his DMs? Would he show it to you like, babe, look at this craziness?
Sometimes he'll show just the, the little scallywags he'll show. Like, look at him. But, that's a little cop-out sometimes with men. That's a cop-out that men do, to be like, I'm on my best behavior. But what are my other DMs that you did respond to?
I didn't think about that. Because the thing is this, you obviously are high profile yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's not like he kept this relationship a secret. The Nightcap receives millions of views on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about the two of you guys being in a relationship. Did you think because the relationship was public that would protect you from experiencing infidelity?
Of course not. I mean, again, I knew what I signed myself up for when I started dating him. He's a high-profile retired athlete, and some people just don't care if you're in a relationship or not. They look at it like, well, I'm not in a relationship. That ain't my problem. But I think the biggest thing with us, and who knows, maybe a year or two after therapy, whatever. We're both in therapy.
Together or separately?
Separately.
Okay.
It may bring us back together. You never know. Because he's a great guy. Chad is an amazing person. Like, out of my relationships, he's probably the best I've been with, on a serious note. Like, he's very supportive. He has done a lot to help me. Of course, I had my own coming into this relationship, but he took it to a whole nother level. No jealousy. He always support me. Whatever I need, he's there. And even to this day now, like, I'll say, hey, can you do this or that? And he's there while working 50,000 jobs. So
it's one of those things that comes up when people talk about deal breakers. When it comes to you, was cheating the deal breaker for you, or was that just the final straw and you guys had other issues that sort of like led up to that?
There wasn't other issues. I think the main thing was, I would say, the cheating. I feel like we should have communicated better, because I reacted out of anger when I said, y'all can have his ass. Because I felt like, okay, now you playing with my name. Like, I'm not just this regular little female. Like I have a name as well, and I think I let the anger overtake because I never went to social media about our problems, and I was just fed up. I'm like, okay, you want to fuck around and play with me? I'm about to let everybody know they can have your ass, and I'm moving on. So, I probably looking at it today, I probably would have went a better way of doing it than just going straight to social media. But I want to show him I wasn't fucking playing.
Yeah, and listen, I don't think you owe anybody an apology about what you did because listen, at the end of the day, I know you. You and you a Libra like me.
Yes.
When a Libra is in love,
We're in love.
we don't see
Tunnel
anything
vision.
else. Now, granted, I said I cheated, but I was younger, so like,
Right.
leave me alone. But when you're in love, we don't see anything else, especially at this grown age, right?
Right.
Like, we've all had experiences, and you feel like this person is your happily ever after. Do you see a world in which you two can't get back together? Because what he has said on camera on his show with Shay is the fact that he didn't like that you exposed that you guys were broken up. Do you think that's because he's afraid of a man approaching you and he could lose you to another man?
Probably so. I think his biggest thing, he don't like when we're in a vulnerable state, and the outsiders can come in and easily. But that's probably another one. I don't know. But Chad doesn't like to be. It probably was embarrassment, and he doesn't like that. Like he likes to see the good in everything. So I think it was more of the embarrassment that how it was because I went viral with it, with my little comment.
What do you have to say to women and people on social media who's like, girl, we told you. You defended that man. We tried to tell you he's a cheater, pumpkin eater.
But if you think about it, everyone has some type of issues, some type of problems. Them saying that, I mean, they probably dealing with the same shit too. They just ain't talking about it. A lot of people speak on other people's relationships and going through it 10 times worse. I don't listen to it. I just read it. Some people I snap back on are the ones, well, you cheated on your ex-husband for him. Like, y'all don't know my story. Y'all don't know what happened. We weren't married. He married me after I stepped out with Chad because he didn't want to lose me. So
let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. You were in a relationship prior to meeting Chad.
Yes,
you were
with my son's father.
With your son's father, and you cheated on your son's father with Chad.
Yes.
You stepped outside of the relationship.
It was done. Like, I went through so much with him. It was a lot. And it was to a point where I was like, whatever. Like, we were building a house and everything. We were not married, but we were together for 6 years. So, but it was so much after when you're getting cheated on constantly and you're staying there like you pregnant and they're not there. They're out with their ex. It was so much going on in that relationship, and I finally had enough. I was like, I'm just gonna do me.
Did Chad approach you knowing you were in this relationship?
I approached Chad. Actually, this is what I did. I was laying on the couch because I was pissed off, and we had just got to arguing, and it was that Sunday, and I sent heart eyes because I was watching his story. I sent heart eyes, and he responded right back. And
I bet he did.
Chad has always been my celebrity crush.
Really?
Yes.
For like years.
Years. He was my favorite athlete. He's always been like, I have never felt a way about a man the way that I feel about Chad. Ever. I know, it's crazy.
So when people say, well, it's karma, Sharelle.
Yes, they be like, well, it's karma. You cheated on your husband for him. No, it's not, because I went through a lot. I should have left. And I think that was my biggest message to people when I was telling that story is, instead of trying to stay for your kids or for financial reasons, it's better to leave than continue to hurt each other. And that was the point I was trying to get across. Instead, I stayed, he proposed to me, and we got married. And I cut off communication with Chad, and he can tell you this. And we stayed married for like 7 months, and I was like, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. Like, you only married me because you didn't want me to leave you.
And do you think he proposed to you because he knew that you were?
I told him.
You told.
I told him I stepped out.
With Chad Ochocinco.
Mm-hmm.
With the Chad allegedly. But so when a man hears that you cheated on him with Chad Footlong Ochocinco, because that's the reputation he has.
Carlos, I'm not with you.
Would you like to confirm or deny that reputation? I'm
not saying shit so they can be in his DM even more. No, he like this. No. No.
She said he has the size of a Twinkie, honey.
So stay out his DM.
Stay out his DM, scallywags. Leave him alone, child.
Yes.
Okay, so we won't confirm or deny that. But listen, all jokes aside, listen, when a man hears you cheated on him, first of all, he's devastated.
Yeah.
A man is devastated.
No matter how many times they done cheated on you, did all these things, you do one time.
They're devastated. Mm-hmm. So we can assume the proposal happened because he was like, I can't lose you.
Right.
Especially to Footlong Ochocinco, allegedly. So then you get married. You're married for 7 months. You kind of knew, like, I just can't do it. When you left that marriage, did you slide back in Chad's, No,
I actually waited. So I gave myself time to heal. I think we finally legally separated in March. And then I reached back out to Chad around the end of July.
In July. Mm-hmm. And you guys were together ever since?
We were together ever since.
And
actually, we didn't become public until October, my birthday, when he threw me a nice birthday dinner. And then Shade Room and everybody picked it up.
And you guys were in a relationship for how long?
Who, me
and... You and Chad, before the recent breakup.
We were together for, this year would have made 5 years.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this, and this is not me judging, okay? Let's have a real conversation. You know what it's like to step outside of the relationship and cheat, right? That doesn't dictate your character as a person. We all make mistakes. We all are tempted, and sometimes we fall into the temptation. Obviously, you were able to deal with it, ask for forgiveness, and regret it. In Chad's situation, he made a mistake. You know what that's like. Why is it hard for you to forgive him and work on the relationship and stay in it?
Well, it's not about, I feel like both of us, we need healing. And it's not just from a relationship, it's from, childhood trauma, all that. So I feel like for us, if we do decide to give it another try, let's come back better. I don't want to just come back in a relationship and still having all these scars and like, oh, you like memories, you did this, you did that, and he's like, you did this, you act like this. I want us to be healed if we do decide to get back together.
Are you and Chad still intimate?
No, he ain't getting none of this. This is a prize down here.
And not the kind you get at the state fair. Okay. Are you intimate with anyone else?
No, I'm not.
Okay, girl, I'll just check.
I have my toy.
Okay. Is it the same size as Ocho's? Because, girl, you can't go from a full long to a 6-inch. No, ma'am. We need consistency.
Carlos.
I'm just saying, girl. We got to make sure it's consistent. Because, things... things get closed up, and Chad gonna be like, "What is this?"
No, that's a good thing. They like it when it's tight.
Oh, I don't know, girl. I don't have one. So it's a good thing to keep. So your office is closed.
It's closed right now.
It's under construction.
It's not. It don't need no construction. It's on vacation.
It's out of office.
Yes, it's out of office.
Okay, so your box is out of office.
Yes.
Okay, we have the automatic reply.
Mm-hmm.
So when people DM you, it says Sharelle Rosado's OOO.
Yes, but you know what's crazy? People don't DM me. I don't get any play.
You do know why though? And I'm not being funny when I say this, and I really do mean this. I know men. I mean, I am one, but I know straight men and how they think. I have 6 brothers. No man wants to go after Chad. I'm telling you what it is.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you that a lot of straight men don't want to go after Chad. Listen, you're my sis, so I'm always gonna keep it real with you.
That's true.
Chad Ochocinco, honestly, is top 5 of the most beautiful men in the world.
That he is.
And on top of being stunning, his personality is a 10.
That's true.
You know, he's fun, he seems relatable, you know what I mean? And he has a lot of money and he's frugal in a funny way. Like to see you on Spirit Airlines, that's when I said to myself,
eating noodles.
when I saw you on Spirit Airlines, I said, my good sis is gone and there is nothing I can do to save her.
Nothing.
I don't care how much in love I am. Carlos King the First ain't flying Spirit.
Listen, I think that was the only one way for the city, nonstop, for the city we was going to. Listen, he done made me fly Frontier one time.
Girl, what are we doing?
No Wi-Fi from LA.
You on a private flight with no Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi. Frontier don't have Wi-Fi.
Is he really that cheap?
He is.
But he buys you nice things.
He does. He can give me anything I want. Still to this day, I probably can call him and say, hey, I want this Chanel bag. He probably do it for me.
When was the last time you spoke to Chad?
Today, actually. Because we do have a child together. And I was like, come get your daughter.
Not your daughter.
Yes, they twins. Come get your child. I was like, come get your child.
So I'm assuming the kids know about this. And
Yes.
was
They
that,
cried.
I was gonna say, was that a tough conversation to have with the kids that you guys were?
We didn't go into detail. You know, the blogs was everywhere. But, I mean, his kids still reach out to me. They still check on Serenity. It's like everything is still the same, except for normally we go on vacations during the holidays. We didn't book anything this year, so it's a little tough. I know.
Is it tough co-parenting with him?
I'm gonna cry. It's not. He's an amazing guy. And like our connection with our kids and his kids, it's just beautiful. Oh, Carlos, that's why you want to come on this damn podcast.
Listen, Sharelle. This is a beautiful moment because at the end of the day, look, you and I know each other, and I'm come on, thank you for that. Listen,
Thank you.
You and I know each other, and you have a good spirit, you have a good heart, and you are a good woman. And I want the world to know what a good woman you are. I also, and this is, listen, I may get red for this. I don't give a shit. Just because someone decides to cheat, I personally don't think it permanently defines you.
That's true.
I do think there's levels of cheating that is unforgivable. And unless you tell me something differently and you have the floor to do so, and I'm only basing this off of this conversation, so because of what I know, okay? From what I know, I want to make that very clear. I do feel like there's room for forgiveness.
It is.
Okay? Chad, like you said, which made you tear up, is a great father, right? And that's amazing to hear you say that. It's amazing to hear you say that he's a great person, because you could be a great father and an asshole boyfriend or husband or fiance, right? And again, stop me if I got it wrong, but from what I'm hearing, that's not the case with him. He's a great person who did something stupid. He's a great person who did the ultimate no-no for you. And not to put words in your mouth, but based on me knowing you, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I'm pretty sure you were just like, really? Like, we invested so much within each other, within our family, our businesses. And I'm here for you. I'm part of your shows. Like, we have this public relationship, but outside of the public relationship, like, we grown. We're grown. And that's some shit you do in your 20s and 30s. Like, we're beyond that. And not only are we beyond that, I'm pretty sure you thought to yourself, like, I don't have to go through this because I give him what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like, I remember he told the story of, like, you're at this party and you had a couple of drinks and you like, when I come home, you gonna get it. And he ran to take a shower and you came home and started snoring. You know?
He was acting like he was asleep. I was like, shit, I ain't got to put in no work. Let me take my ass to bed, too.
So, I'm pretty sure sex wasn't the issue, right?
I'm not going to lie. It probably was sometimes because of the workload, and just always being tired. Like, I felt like we got to a point where we used to always go out on dates. We got to a point where we stopped taking time out for ourselves, us being together, and just focusing on trying to get to a bag. And I think that was the biggest issue.
You know, you're healing a lot of women right now because nobody often admits to, okay, what are some of the things that I could do differently? And that's why I do implore all couples to go to therapy together.
Right.
Because I think it's important for couples to have honest conversations. And again, not excusing the cheating, but I do think it's an opportunity to explore, like, the reasons behind it and what both parties could have done differently.
Right.
So in this case, you will admit that, okay, maybe sex was the issue because you guys weren't doing it as often because you're busy.
Right.
You're filming a show. And on top of that, you're a mom, right? You have multiple businesses. You own a agency. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have a lot going on. Hindsight is 2020. Do you think you could have done anything differently?
Definitely. I think the biggest thing probably would have been communication and not being complacent on both ends. Like I said before, we became too complacent. We got too comfortable. And if you want something to last, you got to keep it how you started it. That was our issue. That was the problem.
Yeah. And look, couples need to hear that. Because the thing about when you start a relationship, it's sexy, it's fun. You're like, you're grinning from ear to ear.
Right.
It's the sexy text messages. It's
the butterflies.
Yeah, the not safe for work photos you send in the middle of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain stuff, and then once you get in the relationship, you kind of fall back from that.
Right.
And I want to make it clear, I'm not making excuses for the behavior, and I'm not blaming you at all for it. But I do appreciate the fact that your own are saying that, look, I could have done things differently if I look back on it. And that's why, for me, Sharelle, I do see hope for the two of you. Would you, in a perfect world, if it was your choice, I mean, I think it is low key, would you like to work things out with him?
Later.
In the year 2025?
We'll see. I mean, let me see what's out there. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Girl, I can tell you nothing. I've been outside for a minute.
I know.
Ain't nothing out there, sis.
It ain't shit out there. Listen, I've been out since October
like 5 months.
It's been 5. No.
Wait, you said since October, right?
October.
November, December, January. Oh, like 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
It's nothing out there.
It ain't.
But I'm having fun traveling.
Okay.
like I'm having some fun traveling. I had me a good time. I went to Africa, good old Africa. That was amazing. I'm just enjoying life right now.
Okay.
But on a serious note, yes, after therapy, after everything, once we clear the slate with everything, I would be open to going on a date with them. And we go from there.
Yeah, and look, Chad, if you want to hear my advice, if you're watching, I know you are, my advice to you, Chad, is this. And when I say this, I mean this as a younger big brother, if that makes any sense. I'm 45. How old is he?
Y'all the same age?
Oh, we're the same age?
Chad 46.
Okay, as your peer, my advice to you is this, Chad. You have to grow up. You have to grow up. When I say that, I'm not calling you immature. I'm saying that we're too old, being over 40, stepping out on a relationship without first consulting with our partner, saying like, look, I'm on the verge of doing this if things don't change. Now, did he say that to you?
He didn't.
Oh, okay. My bad, Chad. Now, Sharelle, I'm trying to, sis.
He didn't say those exact words.
What did he say,
but
sis?
He was like, sometimes you need to find time for me, or I'm gonna find it somewhere else. No.
Chad, apparently you did everything I would have done. Okay, look, I mean, no, Sharelle, no, listen. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. The thing is this, and ladies, listen. You see, I be trying to.
But see, that's why I'm in therapy, because my biggest fear is being codependent on a man. And that's why I'm going to therapy, because growing up, I was always codependent on a man because of, me and my father. My father was in the military. He traveled everywhere and just always dependent. And now it's too bad because I pulled myself away from that, and now I feel like I have to do everything myself, and it's okay to step back and be a woman, and that's what I'm going through right now. Like, it's okay to sit back and get on the passenger side and let your man lead. That's my issue.
You're changing lives. We're gonna be real with each other, and that's how I choose to exist in this world. I've had this conversation with a few, not even a few. Let me not lie, hundreds of women, whether they're raindrops, my family, or friends. I strongly believe this, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. And my girlfriends have said this to me, that I am right. Black women have been set up to fail when it comes to relationships. Not all, but some. And when I say that is, a lot of you women were raised to be very independent, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's make that clear. You should be independent. However, a lot of women have said this to me, and this is why I'm saying it to you. A lot of my black female friends, a lot of them over 40, they wake up and say, I got the job, the career, the money.
Not the man.
I don't have the man because I don't know how to let a man lead. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's like to be in my soft girl era.
Right.
I make more money than my man, and there's a certain lifestyle that I like. And if a man ain't matching it or he's above it, then we're not going to go out. And I ditch him to look for somebody to match my income or above it. And a lot of them have said to me, they wake up not having a man, not having a child, because they were raised by their grandmothers or moms to be like, you be better than this, and you get the degree, don't depend on a man, be an independent woman, blah, 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 blah. And that has become a deficit to a lot of women when you find a good man and you don't know how to let him lead. Right. You don't know how to get in the passenger seat. You don't know how to just sit back and pick your battles. Not everything's worth an argument. Like, some things are like, girl, he's stupid, but it's fine. Like, that was a dumb thing he said, but I'm not going to check him and say, well, baby, you said the wrong word. Or, baby, you put this together in the wrong way. Or, baby, I asked you for 2 bags of chips. You brought 1. These are things that women have said to me. And with this platform that I have, and me being so comfortable talking to you about this, because you're definitely allowing me to explore things that you're saying that resonates in my life with my girlfriends. A lot of women do not know how to let a man lead. And a lot of women do not know how to be in a soft girl era. Would you say that's true?
It is true, and I blame it on society. A lot of it, childhood trauma and society. I mean, me growing up in the military, I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. It was predominantly males. I felt like I had to fight harder just to be known, just to get promoted, just to show that, I'm worthy of taking a position. And it's hard to transition out of that. And when you go into the regular civilian world and just take a seat back, you don't have to fight every battle. It's okay to let your hair down and let that man lead. And those are reasons why I'm going to therapy. I suffer from PTSD. I was deployed twice, and it's just so many things. But once you evaluate and see what you're going through and take acceptance, like take accountability, like I need help, then you know you can change. But if you still stuck up and thinking that I don't want change, nothing's wrong with me, you're gonna continue to have those issues.
And the reason why I'm saying you're going to change a lot of lives today is because when a woman gets cheated on, 9 times out of 10, she blames it on the physical activity of the cheating. Opposed to, and again, every case is different. I live my life always looking at, okay, what can I have done differently in this situation, right? So the fact that you are allowing yourself to be seen and to recognize that, okay, I wasn't perfect either. I agree with you. I think before you guys make any permanent decision to seek individual therapy first, that's just my advice, and then to come together as couples therapy, because you want to be able to see that even with the education you're receiving, that you two are aligned.
Right.
You guys have chemistry. That's undeniable.
He's so petty, I can't stand him sometimes.
You petty too, girl. He tweeted, "Where you going? You gonna respond not to you?" I said.
But did you see his last post? He took our picture, me and his daughter, and put an emoji.
Listen, that's why a lot of people, because you do know a lot of people are like, Sharelle and Ocho, is this a publicity stunt?
It's not. We're not together. He has his own place. He moved out of my place, and he living his own life, and I'm living my own. It's not a publicity stunt.
Do you think Chad is seeing another woman right now?
I mean, any man probably would. They're not. He's not obligated to me as of right now, so I'm sure. But the thing about it with Chad is Chad gets bored quick. So I feel like with men, it's not as fun when you're when you're single than when you're in a relationship. So he probably, if he's seeing somebody, it's just a temporary fix, just to get his rocks off. So ladies, if y'all, he's just trying to get his rocks off. That's it. Ain't nothing serious.
I think they want their rocks off too, though. I think the girl. Listen, I can hear the girls saying, "Do too."
I don't know. Some of them, women are emotional creatures. Women,
that's true.
They probably they thinking they finna get in and stay in, trying to have a child and everything. That ain't happening.
Okay. Is he working overtime to get you back?
He go through a roller coaster. So like when I don't pay him no mind or whatever or talk shit to him, he's going extra hard. Like he'll text me talking about I'm getting my family back. And he'll have his friends reach out to me. He had ASAP Rocky reach out to me. He had Coach Prime reach out to me. He had Unc reach out to me. Like, come on. T.O. reached out to me. Yeah, ASAP was like, we all can go to dinner. Let's talk about it. I was like, if I could see my Rihanna, yes. Shit, I'll take your ass back.
Right. If me, you, Rihanna, and Chad could go out, I'll be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And the whole time just talk to Rihanna.
Expeditiously.
Right. I'll show up, child, and ignore Chad the whole night. What is Shannon Sharp saying to you about this breakup?
Unc is he's such a great role model. He just give knowledge. He's like, you know what, y'all look at the bigger picture. If the good outweighs the bad, then stick it out. He talks to both me and Chad. He should be a counselor because he's very good.
Good.
He speaks highly of both of us, and he wants the best for us. He sees a lot of potential in our relationship.
Okay. I'm going to
Coach Prime. What that knucklehead done did.
We love Coach Prime.
Yes, but they all speak highly of both of us, and it's great that Chad have those type of men in his corner to give him advice.
Look, I'm rooting for the two of you. I really am. I'm going to add you guys to my prayer list tonight.
Thank you.
I am because, and again, I'm basing this off of what you said to me. I do feel like there's hope. I do feel like there's hope because you may not know this, but every time you bring his name up, you smile.
I know.
You smile. So that shows me there's hope there.
I did. I got to a point. I'm like, Chad, I will like. First, we have a child together, and if things don't ever work out, like you're my best friend. We can have a business relationship. If it's not.
No man that
He got pissed. He was so mad. He was hot, Carlos.
no man wants to be in a business relationship with their ex.
What I'm saying is, if you cannot, take this relationship serious, we can have a business relationship.
No,
Well,
that ain't gonna work, baby. I believe Chad is going to work hard to win you back. But I do mean this. I applaud you for taking the time to heal not just the pain of what occurred in the relationship, but to heal the past trauma that
the little girl in me.
The little girl in you. And I think it's important when you are venturing off into a marriage, I do think it's important to seek counseling before you get married so that you're not bringing your childhood trauma into the marriage. Exactly. And that goes for the husband and the wife. I do believe that. So how are things going to work now? Because you have a podcast, right?
Yes.
And the podcast just recently did a big business deal with Shay Shay. Is it entertainment?
Shay Shay Media.
Shay Shay Media. So you're under the Shay Shay Media umbrella.
Yep.
And obviously that's Shannon Sharp's company. Congratulations, Shannon. What that also means, though, is you're in business with your ex's homeboy.
Exactly.
How's that gonna work, sis?
We're family.
I'll be a dysfunctional, but you're a family. So talk to me about this podcast and everything you have going on with that.
So we have the Humble Baddies. It's myself, Ashley Willer, and Alexis. I left Lex's ass off the crew, the cast. Damn, I'm sorry, Lex.
We love you, Lex. I love the podcast, by the way. It's really fun.
Thank you. We try. Ashley is a fool. But so we came together. Nightcap started off with me first with the Real Report. And I was like, I want to do my own podcast. But I didn't reach out to them when I just threw it out there. And I took it upon myself to start the podcast. It went crazy. And then I went back to Shay Shay, Shay Shay's crew. And I was like, do y'all want to bring any other podcasts up under the umbrella? I'm thinking about, I really want to do it. I pitched myself to them, and they were like, hell yes. Like, why you didn't come to us in the beginning? So we've been working out a deal, negotiating. We finally came to agreement, and now we're about to be in business together.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
One thing about you, you are a go-getter.
I am.
And you have no problem pitching yourself.
I don't.
I love that about you.
I mean, what's the worst they could say? No. That's why I tell people, like, don't be scared. It's either yes or no. So.
And one thing Kris Jenner said is, if someone tells you no, you're talking to the wrong person.
Exactly.
Your podcast, The Humble Baddies, it's, you know what I love about it? It's fun. And you could tell that you girls like each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We be getting on each other's nerves sometimes, but we sisters at the
I was gonna say that's friends. Like, that's just what it is. Yeah. But I could tell, like, fundamentally that you all really do like each other, and it's fun, and it's what's needed in this podcast space. Yeah. And to be under, Shay Shay Media is a huge deal.
That's big. Yes.
It's huge. It's huge.
I'm excited. We have more in the works.
Okay.
It's only the beginning.
It's only the beginning. All right. So Wags and Riches, tell people when that show launches, what date, and where they can find it.
The show Wags to Riches launches on Netflix January 22nd. Make sure you guys tune in. And like Carlos said, you have to binge watch the whole show. That's the only way we're able to get a season 2. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your baby daddy, tell your side chick, your side dude. Tell everybody to binge watch January 22nd, Wags to Riches, only on Netflix.
And guys, I'm going to post about it too. I'm going to watch it. And y'all know I love to review and recap all the reality shows that I actually watch. I'm definitely watching this one.
Yes.
Because listen, you're good TV. And I like to really watch women in that space in terms of like sports.
I don't know. They call me Messy Boots, but I
You are messy, but ain't nothing. They call me Messy Boots. I don't give a shit. I can call messy every damn day.
Damn.
Okay, we messy, and like whatever, messy's messy. But
Yes.
listen, you make good television, and once again, congratulations. It's not easy to
not.
get a second chance on Netflix or on any network. So congrats to that. In addition to, and I do mean this when I say this, I'm going to pray for the two of you for healing and whatever God has for you.
Yes.
I'm never want to interrupt or intercept what God has for
plans.
people. So I'll just say a prayer to God tonight to have his will be done as it relates to you and Chad. And whatever's meant to be, meant to be, okay?
Yes.
All right, guys, we got that Wax of Riches. January 22nd on Netflix. You got the Humble Baddies podcast.
Subscribe to us.
Subscribe, like it, and hit that notification button. Thank you, Sharelle. Happy New Year. I love you.
Same.
And if you guys decide to get married, I would love to be at the wedding.
Of course.
Maybe I'll bring a +1.
Ooh. Ooh. I may have one for you.